The Palm Beach Civic Association expands its communication outreach with a state-of-the-art television studio. We call it Studio 33480, the zip code for the beautiful island of Palm Beach. Sponsored by Finley Galleries, our goal is to bring you in-depth interviews with the most colorful and knowledgeable personalities on the island. And now, our host.
Welcome to Studio 33480. I'm Wendy Rutledge. It probably comes as no surprise to many of you that right after Hurricane Ian hit and we all started to realize what tremendous devastation there was over there on the West Coast, Palm Beachers rose to the occasion and stepped in to try to help. So we have invited today the CEO and president of the Town of Palm Beach United Way, Beth Walton, in to explain all of this to us. Welcome, Beth.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah, and you are one busy person because, wow, I think we're all just still trying to get our arms around because it seems like every day we learn more about how tragic the situation is. I mean, give us an update on what you know about the scene over there.
So what we know are a couple of things. You know, there's so much cleanup to be done. There's still search and rescue happening. So there's a lot we don't know yet, right? Turning on the TV, you see firsthand some of that devastation. Some of the agencies have done, you know, helicopters that flown above some of the wreckage, et cetera, et cetera. So what we know is there are several organizations that have been on the ground already, working there well before the hurricane hit. And so we know some services are happening. You know, food is being delivered, water's being delivered, medical supplies, huge. Some kind of temporary housing is happening. Now what they're looking at are things like tarps and generators, and the cleanup, as we had talked about earlier, is huge, right? There's so much debris. And so much area, right? There's been such a big area that's been hit. Still, still communities without power, if you can believe it. Some communities have been completely decimated, so there's nothing. And so those people are being temporary housed. So that's what we do know. It's going to be a very, very, very long process.
It sure is, and you paint the picture very well. The United Way, Town of Palm Beach United Way, takes a look at this. How do you figure out where to plug in and be most useful?
So in the old days, before we learned what we learned when we did a drive for Ukraine, we would just start vetting, you know, agencies that we knew were on the ground and trying to figure out who was, you know, we're all about making sure that people get services, right? Not holding money, but how do we help people really quickly because it's an emergency. When we did the drive in Ukraine, we worked with several organizations that we hadn't done before. World Central Kitchen, Project Hope, Global Empowerment Community, and had such great, we have such a great working relationship with them. So when we found out those agencies were going to be on the ground in that area and we're already there, it was a natural fit for us because they start providing services immediately. Meals were being, I think in the first day, you know, World Central Kitchen did something like 23,000 meals. This is day
That's
one.
staggering.
Can you imagine? Well, he's amazing, right? So, but
Tell us a little bit about when you say he.
Well, Chef Jose, right,
Okay.
is started World Central Kitchen.
Okay.
He doesn't take a salary. He does it out of the goodness of his heart. But he is why we looked at these agencies, and this is big for United Way, right? Such great collaborators, right? Not inventing the wheel. Chef Jose will go to the community and say, who's already doing this? What kitchen can we use? Where can we set up? And then he works with all the different nonprofits to say, let's get this done in the most effective, efficient way possible, right? And so,
Wow.
yeah, so he's an amazing man. Global Empowerment Mission, same thing, collaborators. We're not going to reinvent a wheel. We're going to go to pre-existing stuff and figure out how we can make this happen really quickly. So that's that's why we gravitate toward those organizations.
Oh, it makes
Yeah.
all the sense.
Because we're all about, like, get it done. Like, just get it done. Like, we
Well,
need
it
to get
is-
it done.
It's
an
an
emergency.
emergency.
Yep. Yeah.
No argument.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I bet it doesn't surprise you that Palm Beach is just all over it.
Nope.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so it doesn't. It just makes me so proud to do what we do, right? Palm Beach steps up every time we have done one of these, whether it be a hurricane in Haiti or, or Ukraine or whatever it looks like.
Yeah.
And not only do they step up in full, like all of the residents, but these matching gifts that we have offered, these people just call you and say, I'll do that for you. Do you need that? And it's really remarkable. And I think what they like about us is we're not about, again, it's not about holding, it's about getting money into the community where it's needed. And so I think that's been a really big thing with those donors. And some of them are repeat. Some of them did COVID relief with us, to the tune of $2.5 million. Some did hunger relief at the same year as COVID in December to the tune of, $1.5 million. Ukraine, $2.3 million. So this is what they do best. This is amazing.
They do it very well.
They do it very well.
No
and I'm
kidding.
so proud to be here because not everybody can say
How many
this.
years?
27.
27.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
my
I mean,
gosh.
Talk about a remarkable
Well,
ride. Yeah.
and one last question. Another friend of ours, Jay Boudeshwar, who was the deputy town manager and is now the city manager for the city of Naples. You've communicated with him because they got hit there too. What's in the works?
So what's in the works for Naples? Jay is very busy right now. Jay and I have been friends for years, and he was the chairman of our board at one point. So the great, he's been with us through the Bahamas and the hurricane there. He's been through, several things with us. But basically, there are some communities in Naples that, of course, unfortunately, the lower income communities they're pretty much wiped out. And so we're working with them to try to figure out who's on the ground there working, who's collaborating there, what can we fit into that, where do we fit into that picture, and what we can do to help him. So that's sort of in the works right now. Hopefully by the end of the week we'll start giving them money for that. But it's just
terrific.
some of the,
Well, there's certainly a great deal of need, and I'm thrilled to hear how much you're contributing to trying to help the recovery. Yeah. Beth, thank you so much.
You're
we
welcome.
really appreciate having you in here. Hope to have you here again as things progress. Hopefully it won't be another disaster.
Oh gosh, I know. That's what I say every year. Please, no.
more.
I just need a year without.
No more.
Something.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Beth.
You're welcome.
And that does wrap it up for us here in Studio 33480. We thank you, as always, for watching, and we'll see you next time right here in Studio 33480.
Studio 33480 is brought to you by the Palm Beach Civic Association, our sponsor, Finley Galleries, and our viewers. We welcome your thoughts on how our programming can best serve our members and residents.